Good evening, guys. This is Eddie, Life by EJ. Finally able to actually get on and make this video. I did a little PSA earlier in the week, and it's been quite a sketchy, hectic week for me, so finally getting back on, and I want to go over my last video that I recorded before my buddy's wedding about unconditional love, because I'm sure there's some of you out there that are wondering what unconditional love is. Some of you probably already know what unconditional love is. But to answer that question, and if you're wondering my background, I'm in a storage unit because I'm dealing with, my stuff and whatnot, and making sure I have everything I need to where my new house is, and taking care, resetting life sucks. But anyway, back to my original content here. As far as unconditional love goes, the basic for that is, regardless of what happens in life, regardless of ups, downs, highs, lows, everything in between, mundane, boring life, that your person, whoever that may be, that they still love you all through it, and they wake up every day conscientiously and say, hey, that is my person. So that's kind of the overview of it. But what does that look like? It looks different for many people, but I think overall, from what I've experienced at least, and what I can share on my behalf, is that, one, the biggest thing that comes to mind, and probably a lot of other people's minds, is the whole idea of, major life events. Whether they lose a career, their business completely collapses and goes under, terminal illness, any of those major life events. They have to relocate, up and root their whole lives for whatever reason. And having experienced this, I did lose my career. I was working in law enforcement, and I went to a different agency. Ultimately, that did not work out, and I was attempting to run my own business at the same time, and had to dedicate all my time to my business at the point after I lost my job with the agency that I was working for. And one thing I had noticed with my relationship with Elle, as I mentioned her in my prior video, and that's what she shall be named from here on out, things definitely started to rapidly go downhill. And unfortunately, it is what it is. And even to, work in my business and everything with that did not go nearly as accordingly as planned. So that put a major strain on our relationship. And I from what I've experienced, my experience with that was that really put a massive strain on how our relationship functioned. So as far as that goes, for the young kings out there, if you're looking, young kings, young queens out there, you're looking for your partner, like, if something like that happens, whether you fail in business or you fail in a career, that person needs to stand by your side no matter what. Especially if you're out there, you're trying to get back on your feet, you're trying to make something happen, and you may have to, take jobs or bounce around from jobs, whatever, just to sustain yourself. And do that, you got to do what you got to do. And another major instance is terminal illness. If you or your person gets terminally ill, are you going to leave them to die, or are you going to stand by their side? That unconditional love is, I'm going to stand by you. You are going to be the last person. You're going to be one of the last people that you see when you close your eyes for the final time. So there's that. Now, those are the major things, that really define unconditional love. And But also, you got to think of the day-to-day operations as well. Like, life can get very boring. Life can get very mundane. When you're just, going through the motions, you're doing whatever you need to do, and you're just going through life, and it can get very boring. But are you still going to get up and say, hey, that's my person, and I still love them. Life is boring. All we're doing is working, hustling, grinding, whatever the case may be. And there's not much excitement going on. But that's okay too. That is A-okay too. Because life is not all about excitement. Life is not all about... you can have a lot of fun in life, even in the most boring, mundane situations. But not everybody... I've also experienced it in... I was married prior to my relationship with Elle, to where life did get very mundane. I was working, I was providing, I was paying for the household expenses, and she wanted excitement, she wanted fun, and that wasn't happening at the time. So she did what she did. So, in my experience, that unconditional love, it's through the hardest of times, it's through the most mundane of times, and even the most, exciting of times. So, y'all got to look at it like that. And I know for me going forward that is definitely something that I need at the absolute core of it. And like I did my PSA on men's mental and emotional health, there are going to be days where I'm not feeling it. And, even if I'm not feeling it, I'm still going to go do what I got to do. And unfortunately, not much of society, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, they don't care if a man... The reality is they don't care if a man, is having mental and emotional issues. They really don't. Society doesn't care. The matrix doesn't care. Nobody cares, unfortunately. So, especially to all you young folk out there, especially the young men out there, the quicker you understand that, and I'm a big advocate for it, the quicker you understand that, the quicker you can take action plans, you can have things in place, and if you do find your person, you can be like, hey, look, this is what I need from you. I need that mental and emotional support, because the rest of society is not going to give a shit, for lack of a better term. So with that being said, for those of you out there in the YouTube universe, if you really enjoyed the depth of this content, go ahead, like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's get this out there. And to those who have liked and subscribed, thank you very much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate that. I'm going to continue to really bring it with the content and, give you guys, the best of it and go through this journey together. So that's all I got for now. I'm out. I'm going to take care of what I need to take care of. Y'all become unstoppable.